Greetings, everyone. My name is Ettervale, and welcome back to my Let's Play of Mega Man Maker. In today's morning live stream, I'll be covering a combo of both Virus mid-levels and other levels of Hotline, primarily focusing on the former. I'll be doing this for the next 2 hours, then showcase art, and on a separate stream, memes plus reacts. So welcome to the stream, everyone. Buster, Pixel Boy, Oscar, Jedok, Queen Monica, Lepatio, Jaden, Hyper, all the watchers on Twitch, and anyone else who I missed. Alrighty, let's get right to it. First, I'm going to begin with some of the levels from last week, which I wasn't able to cover, those being the first two. First on our lineup today is Tours of Light and Bustle by Kirill Ivanov. 22 plays, score 5. Hey, Silent. Wonder what's over here. This is the quick exit. In case you don't want the light and bustle, you can just leave. I would save the demo updates until next week, but it's your call. Now this time we go towards the light and bustle. You may want to fill in the screen at the top left. By the way, I'm using NSF replacements, so if one of the songs sound a bit oddly doesn't quite fit, that's why. I'm saying that because there's at least 3 games I played off stream. Yeah, Crush 40 is gonna be in Sonic 3. Nice news. I don't think that was intended though. They're supposed to be walking on something. Otherwise, they're just basically more durable roadblocks. If it's an E. That's it, I'm just going. It's not worth finding you. That was already kind of a freebie. This is just a gimme. Well, it used it in at least the original Japanese. Anyways, we fight Shade Man here. Because there's no wall, that automatically disappears. Oh. That's it? Did I miss something about the stage? Like, is there an alternate route? Give me a moment, I need to check something. I feel like there's a completely different route of the stage I didn't go through. Oh, there is. Hang on. Question is, how do I access it? I think I know how. You submit your levels through chat. Just post the level ID. Or Discord. Let me see this. Ah, that's how. Cody. So, yeah, I was wondering why the stage was so big, but it ended so quickly. This is the reason. Alright, we're doing this as roll now. Simulation's breaking. When you say extremely long, how long do you mean? Like, in terms of time required, screen count? You just went right back. I thought you were gonna go backwards further. Doesn't make you immune to spikes. A whole game in one level. Send me the level ID and I can check. Like, I have played a whole game in the level stages before. Also a freebie. Essentially route number 3 of the stage. Kinda strange to see the right side of the barrier here and not see it here. A Wily machine in this spot? Sure. I can damage tank it. And I win. That was the other route through the stage. Are there any other routes on top of that? Of course there are. Hang on a second, there's one more route throughout the stage that I want to cover. In fact, just to speed up the process, I'm going to download the stage and just post it there. Hey, Dabuman. Like, this stage has 4 or 5 different routes, each with their own exits. Most players only see 2, maybe 3 of them. In order to access the lower ones, for example, you have to drop down here, and then after that, you have to drop down here. So let me do one other thing. Give base the red key. And fail to hit it. Alright, we made it. End. Oh, it's probably roll. The lack of music's really strange. It's like the simulation is breaking down even more here. I'm not sure what to say about the stage other than, yeah? It didn't need to be this big, and well, the issue is that each pad isn't really that good. Like, each successively lower route just seems less polished. Alright, now let's take the one above it. Right, okay, there's 2 route splits there too. So, basically, if I defeat Toadman, I could take the lower route here too. And there's spikes above, of course. Mind you, every time you die, you have to refight Toadman here. Like, different routes for different skill levels, there are oddities like, why is the boss door sticking out like this? It should be... sure. Excuse me? Well, now it works. I think the way the boss died kind of screwed up the door. Now we're fighting Pluto and Tornado. Anchor. Okay, join the rush. Oh, this way I won't need to deal with him immediately. I guess this is the boss rush route. And that's that. I'm not gonna just play through the other one, but I will show where it goes. And even links back over here if you really want it. And... yeah. Sparkman, and... you can take a teleporter up or finish the stage right now. Teleporter leads over here, we fight Sparkman. Where the stage truly ends, I guess. So overall, this is a weirdly constructed stage, all things considered. Oh wait, there's more. Hang on, hang on. Remember when I fell down the Fazbear room? I could have gone left instead, and then fought all the bosses here. The more I look into the stage, the more I've uncovered about its design. Like, huh. The issue is that none route really feels distinct, and the most fun part is trying to figure out all the stage exits and routes. Like, I like having multiple routes throughout the stages. This takes it to an excessive level, and each one doesn't really get developed enough. Thank you, Silent. Second up is Would You Rather, Proto Man by Jidok74. 1, 2, 3 plays and a score of 65. The problem with that stage is I don't know exactly where to start when talking about it. Yeah, Steam Access is fun. Why couldn't I shoot? Okay. They took it out. Slide in. I'll do colored blocks. I don't want to say it's the most solid one. This is funnier. But it is one of the top ones, yeah. There were two titles which are kind of eh. Like I covered, well, there are 3 titles which are meh, which I covered on stream. One of which due to the demo structure, 2 of them, they need more work. But no outright stinkers. Meme. Go for the funny finish. This is revenge. Treasure. Parry this, you filthy casual, as the saying goes. Knights and Guns, Chest of the Chest, and Soul Quest. Those are the 3 meh demos. Would you rather? Proto Man Edition is complete. Can't recall the exact best one, but I know there was one that felt more solid. I'll look up the records. To repeat, Knights and Guns, Chest of the Chest, and Soul Quest. Those are the 3 lowlights of this next fest of the next fest demos I sampled. Number 3 up is Return of the Fortified Fortress by Nuclear Stomp. 12 play, score 3. Oh yeah, announcement of this week's schedule. Only one stream today, which is this one. Tomorrow I'll have 2 streams. Grabbed onto the ladder. Tomorrow I'll have 2 streams. First one is Superstar Saga. And the second one will be of an indie title, short one. Two, 3. I thought I was gonna do a super jump or something. Whoa, quick dodge. 1. Oh my gosh. When do you move? Thank you. Keep going. Really? Hitbox extends further like that? Fortified Fortress, 1 HP, can't attack. Goes on tight. Could be worse though. At least I don't have dodge rolling. I'm not gonna answer. I'm not gonna say what it is, but no, it's not summon. The more times you say it, the more I'll just keep delaying it. Be patient, wait at least 3 months. And I already said shorter, unless you think Summon is a short game. Okay. The hitbox of it actually extends a bit further because it's rectangular. Hey Lucky, doing fairly well. It's gonna be like a half an hour to 1 hour length game. As you know, I've been taking this week a bit easier compared to last one. Following all the Steam Next Fest demos, whatnot. Getting past that point, especially without a checkpoint, is gonna be the tough part. Alright, here's the hard part. Twice jump. I'm in the fortified fortress. Oh my goodness, first checkpoint. That was tricky. To send a level in, just send the level ID in chat or Discord. Either will do. Five keys per section, I suppose. Too slow, need to be fast. The dodge roll does have its uses, the problem is it should be stronger, especially with the cooldown. Specifically if a stage is designed around having the dodge roll, it's fine, but most stages aren't really just designed around it. Well, even as many stages designed around the dodge roll, it has some... I'd rather have the regular rolling, because I can spam it more often. Should have rushed. What I'm saying is, please insert different memes. It gets annoying if you keep using the same one over the same week over and over. Especially, it'd be one thing if different users said the same thing. That would be funny then. Grabbing that's gonna be another nightmare. That decision's more up to Iwumi, and I said it before when I was talking with them on it's gonna be middle of the year. Q2 or Q3. It's a visual novel, so it's gonna take a lot of streams. Okay, jump in. I thought you were gonna change direction, that's why I didn't jump. I didn't think you'd just pause and keep going. That's how I can respawn at least. Oh. That enemy showed up. That'll be later. Freedom Planets can be in April. Because my vacation is coming up this March, my yearly 1-month vacation, there's not going to be really any newer long-form games. This is one of the tougher stages because I'm a one-hit point wonder, and checkpoints is a bit spaced somewhat distant. And I don't have binoculars to see what's up ahead, otherwise I could better react to some of these challenges, like that enemy who came. Beep. I know, I'm missing one key, I don't care. Cupman! With 1 HP, Trophy has not been released, so not in consideration. This will actually be easier than what came before. I keep thinking he's gonna throw it just a few milliseconds earlier, that's why I jump. I'll check after this. It's just a slight delay. I'm more used to other fan games and games where there isn't one. In fact, just running further away works better. The adventure continues. Well, there goes my broom. Imagine going to a Mario stage at 1 HP. This is that kind of stage. Thought it was gonna be slower. This isn't the hardest stage this kind. I've seen it harder from the patio. Excuse me. Alright, that's better. I keep overestimating how slow they are. No, this is Nuclear Stomp, one of the harder stages. A clear way to distinguish this from the patio is that the patio would have a similar set of instant death hazards, but would be at full health. That's how you know it's different. This is a continuation of the Fortified Fortress stage, which I believe was also one Hit Point Wonder stage. This wouldn't be so painful if the checkpoint placement was double as much, but that also mitigated a lot of the challenges for these sections. Measure this. Yeah, I heard so. Hope you enjoyed it. If I get stuck on this section, I'm just gonna use the level editor. This is one of those plotting stages where you repeatedly die until you get the challenge down. Then you move on to the next section and rinse and repeat. And again, not the hardest kind of this challenge. The patio for harder. Wait. Oh my goodness, that was too close. I took a bit too much of a risk there. Checkpoint? Oh, it's just you. Any springs? I know I'm down by 1 coin. Ah yes, we made it! I don't get the weakness though because, yeah, missed 1 key but I don't care. Okay, I can do this as Super Mario. If I can take out one, the other becomes a lot easier. Oh, if I hide there, I'm safe. Frankly, considering everything else that came throughout the stage, this is not that hard. Still, that doesn't... Still, for more than a few of your stages, the checkpoint SC could be relative to difficulty is, rather stringent. The reason why this isn't so difficult as some of your levels of patio is that its challenges aren't too... They don't require as much precision, it's more endurance. At the very least, I was actually able to beat the stage without the use of the level editor, and not collecting all 15 keys didn't lock me out of the secret ending or something. Ah, we're done. I'm not sure if I'd give this a thumbs up. It's not Died Kaizo, but it requires a level of precision and endurance. Like each section is at least a minute to 90 seconds long, depending on how fast you can do it. And if you fail, you're sent back to the start of the section. I'm able to do this, but it's something I'd warn about. Alright. Board up is Chemical Laboratory by Extra Pro. 27 plays, score 3. How many levels on the queue? Currently 9. Plus extras by Oscar if we get around to that. Oh, actually 10. I'm not even sure if we'll be able to do the patios today, seeing how long 2 of the stages were. And I know one of the future stages on the queue is at least 70 screens. So I'm just happy that I'm back to having HP. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Huh. Okay. That is odd. Damage boost? I'm guessing it lowers my hitbox, and I fall and hit the spikes before the explosion hits me, so I don't have iframes. I can also just keep sliding, but that's also its own risk. Alright, that works. What? I know, right? Especially when you're the sole developer. Or one of the few developers. Okay, how do we do this? Well, slide in, damage boost, go left. So your situation's even worse. More difficult. At the perfect height to hit their boots. So that was awkward. I don't think that was intended to be that difficult. Or there was a change. This is Maker, so who knows? Ugh. I don't think they intended to make this section this awkward or this screen. It was by accident. Or there was a change in Maker's physics. I was holding right there, game. Simple. They like being their own boss and they work better. And their schedule is... their turnaround time is very aggressive. Like, most people wouldn't be able to keep up with them. And the other reason is simple. They're not good at working with other people. Or at least directly. Oh man. This last section, this current section of the stage, it's suddenly has gone a lot harder. By a significant degree. I'm not going for the E-tank because if I fail that, I'm going to be forced to restart. Or I'm going to be forced to set back to the last checkpoint. Well, Freedom Planet also had some real-life issues delaying stuff. Well, it's turnaround time, and they're not as good at working with other people. Directly, at least. Thing is, though, how long can they keep up the momentum? You can't keep producing... It's not sustainable to keep producing games at that scope, amount of content, at that rate. Sooner rather than later, we're gonna have burnout or something. Or if you don't have burnout, you'll start to end up with stuff being too samey. This is why they transitioned over to making XF, one of the reasons I can see. Gotta be fast. I don't consider a maker to be copium. I don't understand that. Thing is, as a gacha game, I said this before and I'll say it again, X-Dive wasn't actually that good. Like, it was pretty mediocre, even gacha game standards wise. Like, it really shows that the team who made the game is not that experienced with actually making games. Like, a lot of basic features in gacha games, even quality of life UI things weren't there. Alright, wait. Have to rush forward for this. And fail. Again, it's like in the past. The Mega Man community has gone through this before. They've gone through worse, in fact. For a time, most of us thought the Mega Man franchise was dead and will only be carried on through fan games and the like. But we actually have original stuff coming out. Slow as it is. Sheesh, what's with the difficult level or long levels today? Okay, I'm gonna have to hit 3, 2, and die. I have to slide, don't I? I'm probably gonna have to skip past your level again, Lepadio. Because if I'm gonna do your level, I won't be able to cover at least half the levels on the queue this week. Command Mission takes place in its own alternate universe. Well, it carries over from X8, but it doesn't carry over to 0. And I say it's to its benefit. I like AUs. Yeah, these setups are... It started off not too difficult, but then we had a difficulty spike with the last section, and it's maintained its difficulty level from there on. Again, I want to emphasize, this is not Diet Kaizo. Not yet. Kun wasn't fast enough to get hit by the explosion, too slow to make it. On the contrary, Command Mission is on its own timeline branch. I don't consider it to be non-canon. It's just... well... nothing came after it. Same for the damage boost and run jump there. No. I should have saved more of this. Oh no. That's it, just let me through. I don't care. If this was a mid-boss fight, I would have been most likely dunked in the pit unceremoniously. Okay. It's fine. This boss room is also kind of a pain. Yeah, Mario and Luigi's tomorrow morning. First stream. First of probably 8 streams? 6, 7? If each stream is about 2 hours to 2.5 hours long, I should be able to beat the game within about 7 to 8 streams. Are you kidding me? You take that low damage? If only I had a charge shot. Any type of criticism? Nah, I don't go on by that rule. Some businesses may try doing that, I don't follow that. Besides, bearing any and all criticism is just very much a red flag. If you truly want to be a more quote-unquote nefarious business, what you'll actually do is you only try to bury more of the pertinent criticisms, and you will not bury the less pertinent ones. Oh, let me put it this way. For the more nefarious business types, you allow the criticisms, but you will remove most, if not all, the criticisms that go to the heart of the matter, or most of the actual issues. And remember, to all of you, not all criticism is actually handy. Exactly. For the more nefarious types, bury the forms of criticism that are the cut to the heart of the matter. Only allow the stuff that are superficial. Honestly, I would avoid working for people or businesses who can't accept any criticism. That's just a real red flag. Because, oh gosh, absolutely no businesses have never made any mistakes. Heart of the matter means the most pertinent criticisms, aka the ones that are most well researched and quote-unquote most accurate to the issues of the product. I'll give it 2 more minutes and I'll go. they didn't ignore all criticism, Sylph. Like, Gen 9, they clearly listened to something. Otherwise, they wouldn't have switched the genre up like that. Gen 8, though, that has issues. Saying this is a bad idea, know how to solve it and how he should improve, but he won't tell you, that's not useful criticism. Frankly, it's even worse than saying that this is a bad idea and they don't exactly know why, or they don't exactly explain why. At that point, you might as well just say, this sucks because of X. Let me see if we can do wide sweeps. I mean, it's not quite a remake, it's more of a sequel-ish. Yeah, I'm just gonna call this a wash and end this. This is one of those stages where it started off not too difficult but quickly escalated with the second section and then it kept up the difficulty. And then we have this boss fight which I just find not that appealing, I'm afraid. Maybe it's a different boss or if I had the charge shot or I had a weakness, but the way this is, I just don't feel like it. Come on now, just end this silly feud. I understand Fire Red and Leaf Green's existence because, oh boy, that it didn't need, Gen 1 needed more polish. But you do have a point considering that Gold and Silver and Crystal didn't receive the same thing until Alpha Ruby and Omega Sapphire. I will say that there was a logical progression for Game Freak's games, Pokemon generations from 1 through 5, then they kind of lost their way between 6 and 8. 7 is a fun one, but not so much US and UM. 9 is sort of where they're riding the ship, sort of, specifically in terms of the story, but it still could do it a lot of work. It can also do if the company were having more employees and not AMS churning through them. Like, come on, other Nintendo franchises have figured out how to iterate. Of course, I'm saying this, but we all know that every new Pokemon generation sells like marvelous hotcakes, so what's the incentive? It's not bad to listen to your fans. Ideally you want to appeal to as many as possible, especially for selling a product, but only listening to one section can become problematic depending on how it goes. I don't like treating people like toys. I just find it rude and demeaning. Gen 6 is the weird situation where the story in the game has a lot of potential but is missed. Frankly, the anime did a much better job. Okay, fifth up is Gravitorn. Alright, fifth up is Gravitorn by Cyanesque. 42 play score 17. It's alright, Lauren. And please, Zen, if you want to keep insulting that creator, take it out of here. Anyways, Graviton. Looks like this is a space stage involving the manipulation of gravity. Nice one, Sylph. Don't mind me, I like the mons in Gen 6, especially the mainline ones. Or coming as someone who hasn't played the game but only looked at the designs. Whoa, suddenly lag. I find Gen 6 was the first fully 3D generation, and coming in from Gen 5, it was a step down. Whoa! You know what makes this section worse is the lag is inconsistent, or slowdown. It's like it slows down at different rates. See? If it would slow down if it ran consistently at 50% or 25% speed, it would not be so bad. But this just speeds up and deaccelerates all around the place. It's terrible. And when I talk about Gen 6's problems, no, I know Trini caused some issues with animations, but Gen 6's issues go farther than the animation quality. I may have not played the game, but I did watch someone play through the entirety of it. And you can tell some of the notable differences. I see what they're trying to do with Gen 7. They fixed the difficulty issues, and I actually like the totem battles, but story, too many forced tutorials linearization. I mean, to be fair, Buster, the only Pokemon games I really played in full were Fire Red and Emerald. For the rest of the main gens, I just watched full playthroughs, like 100% or close to 100%. Not the worst. The original Gardevoir. Well... Roserade originates from the same generation as Gardevoir, I think. I mean, they're not for me either. The way they design the mainline Pokemon games is that they're designed for... They're designed for entry-level RPG players. So that explains a lot of the tutorialization hand-holding. Now, that being said, they could still do a better job appealing to non-beginner players. And they have done that to certain degrees. Because the game being for entry-level players doesn't mean you can't have stuff for more experienced players. Or easier games having more difficult routes. See Nintendo, Mario, Donkey Kong. Zelda. Like, Nintendo has done this several times before. But Nintendo and Game Freak are different companies, and well... Alright, Roserade originates from Gen 4, got it. Sorry, there's my knowledge of the series. Legends Arceus is actually pretty cool because Game Freak went out of their comfort zone again. But, I still question why they decided to release the remake of Diamond and Pearl in the same year as that. Like, come on. The games seem to accumulate problems instead of fixing them. Well, it's worse than that. They sometimes introduce interesting ideas from previous generations and then just leave them high to dry, or don't send them over to the next gen or develop on them further. You know, Z-moves, Mega Evolutions. Dynamaxing was it, or is it Gigantamaxing? So on and so forth. And of course, you're right, scene animation's going down in quality. And no, I'm not just talking about going from 2D to 3D, the animation drop in quality there. I'm talking about 3D game... Animations from 3D Pokemon games going forward is getting worse. And yeah, they could do a better job being interesting for non-beginner players. Which again, they've tried doing. Like, they've been doing better and better jobs of appealing to hardcore players with some of the trainers and the competitive scene. But I feel like there's a large spread of players in between, which, again, could do a better job. For instance, we can actually have hard modes, actual hard modes, which Black and White did have, but were strangely listed to unlockable. I mean, some of the designs were designed for quote-unquote those people to great effect. Hang on. Charizard bipedal. Machamp? Jinx? I didn't think they were fetishized that much. Alright, one had Dinah, one had Giganta. Oh yeah, Turnamax. See what I mean by forgetting things? Like, I have many issues The other problem is the release cadence of them on games. With the size of Game Freak, trying to really have it, that's generation cadence is a problem. Like, they needed... At that rate, they basically need Activision size. They need to be the size of Activision or something. Working on... You know what? Like, they need at least double or quadruple the staff. Or slow down the release cadence. Or actually work on more side games instead. Smaller scale stuff. Like, for example, Legends Arceus. Or Mystery Dungeon. Or Snap. Or Detective Pikachu. Etc, etc, etc. And yeah, one-dimensional game mechanics. And actually remembering they exist. Many ROM hacks and fan games have tried to pick up the slack to less or more success. Thing is, Pokemon wasn't always boring. It seems like Game Freak lost their way after Gen 5. Well, I say that, but really they could have had the improvements of Gen 5 by Gen 4. Like, we could have had that good of a story. We could have had the Gen 5 story quality by Gen 3, really. Or Gen 4, if you want to push it. Yeah, the crunch is not good either. Alright, this stage. They said it's been a long while since they released the stage, so they're rusty, so here's my quick review on this. It's interesting, the combination of Yoku's and the gravity sections. My issue here is that it didn't use the gravity sections. It didn't delve strongly enough into the gravity sections. Like, I want to see some more advanced setups with flipping between different gravity areas. Or if you want to be even funner, add the gravity hold, include the gravity hold as a special weapon, because that can flip the direction of the gravity areas. Thank you, Lauren. Your level's been added to the queue. It'll be the last level covered. Alright, Jaden. Ah yes, the classic Spanish flamingos. Sixth up is Aba Tonkyu Fight by Oscar. 21 plays, score of 5. I mean, Pokemon in general kind of sucks at writing stories. Especially the games. Well, it was just a mid-boss fight, so... Seventh up is Space Power Trip Mirror Space by Boyman. 36 plays, score of 10. Yeah, I mean... Frankly, with the Pokemon and stuff, there are so many mechanics and monster stories and stuff to crib from that fan games can go in many different directions. Even if they don't quite hit the mark, see Uranium and many other unnamed fan games and ROM hacks, I still appreciate that they're trying, more than Game Freak actually. Whoops. Whoa. My general biggest gripe is that there's a lot of cool stuff that they simply don't use. Yeah. Or they do use but forget in the next game, or even in the same game. I'm laughing, but it's kind of sad. Annoying. Take your pick. Oh my, whoa. Digimon is interesting because, well... same trap. I don't know enough about Digimon, so I'm not gonna make any statements on that. Again, most of my experience at Digimon... Well, all my experience with Digimon comes from watching the first 3 anime when I was a kid, and some of the fan art. So I'll have to take all of your words for it. Whoa, boy, no. I will say that the designs of Digimon are way more varied compared to Pokemon, especially in the early gens. Like what Buster said, there are some mods where just basically women, or monster girls, monster women, whatever. I mean, Digimon did the whole trash mod earlier, way earlier. Like, we have way more variety in terms of fan art and tastes, quote-unquote. I mean, heck, they invented Renamon and... Well, you know how much they are quite popular in furry R34 circles. Yeah, at least in Digimon they're digital beings, so they don't have to follow the real world exactly. And so the stories seem to be better as well. The Digivolution system in Digimon is way more complicated than anything I've seen in Pokemon. Like, oh my goodness. Especially with some of the starter, quote-unquote starter Digimons, their evolution system is much more advanced than Eevee, has the same number or about the same number as evolutions as the Evolutions, but with much more complicated conditions. and more layers of evolution, like Rookie 4 or 5. This is speaking as someone who's not as familiar with it, and looking outside in, it's way more involved. Like, whereas Pokemon seems to be more for beginners, Digimon, especially with some of the earlier games, is more for intermediate to advanced players. Well, there's Angemon and there's Angewomon. Oh man, the D-Reaper. Oof. Yeah, with later games they made it a lot less confusing, namely as it told you more. In earlier games it's more confusing because they didn't really explain stuff. But of course, that's really an issue with older games. I mean, I'll say this again. The early scenes of Digimon beat Pokemon hands down. I know they definitely followed the leader in terms of Pokemon success, but honestly, yeah, first 3 generations of Digimon hands down beats the first 3 generations of Pokemon. G to the G. Outside me fumbling around for the first minute or two, this is neat. Good luck at school, Jaden. Again, the only Pokemon generation which I consider to be the one Pokemon generation of anime which I consider to be actually the most enjoyable would be Gen 6's. But that's because they took heavy liberty with the game's plot and actually developed a lot of characters. Nidoran is an interesting case of experimentation there that wasn't really followed up on. They're not a separate species. I don't know actually. Again, fan art, first 3 anime. Wait, Ultros is out? Let me see. Oh, it is! Oops. Yeah, Ultros released on the Tuesday. My bad. It's very story dependent on the gameplay, don't want to spoil anything on it. After images, well, I'll save that discussion for another day. Digimon is funny in the sense that everything is simultaneously very complicated, but also surprisingly easy. Right. Evolution in Digimon isn't exactly permanent. Isn't exactly permanent. It's more like temporary power-ups and power-downs. Anyways, I'll be right back in a few minutes. And I have returned for the last set of 3 or 4 levels. Let's see, I didn't catch up. It's fine, Pixel Boy. I won't. I beat the original game, all stages. I don't know if I did the bonus stuff. That being said, in terms of Digimon anime, I do need to watch Ghost Game. Ooh. Now this looks fun. A-Dop is Free Shock Factory by excuse me. A-Dop is Free Shock Factory by Silent Haxorus. 40 play, score of 11. What's with the pluses? Let's go with Classic Mega for this. As a reminder for the schedule, no streams tonight. Tomorrow morning, the start of Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. And tomorrow evening, a short indie game. Oh, that's one way of doing that. Hi, Steffymon. I always like the blank eyes it has when you break out of it. Greater than 20? I see. Healing in case I was low. Alright, that reminds me, I should fix the noise gating. Hang on. There we go, now it shouldn't be so aggressive. I skipped it ahead. We heard about playing as classes. Now let's hear, for example, playing against one. Trying to think of the most annoying. There's more of a playing as. Like, we've heard about all the offense classes, the defense ones, and the support ones, I think. Like, who haven't we talked about yet? Subclasses. Demo is the one class that really feels like it has the most notable subclasses. Like, I know other classes have distinct playstyles that could have it, But for demo, it's the most noticeable. Like, the change for going from a grenade shooting, sticky grenade, regular grenade launcher shooting, to a knight with a sword and shield. Wide. What's that in the background? Alright. I was already gonna say this is my fair and lovely episode, and this seals it. Chrono Shield, I guess. Things are stepping up. I must have missed it somewhere. That laser's broken. Lasers, ice cube generators, plant platforms. Yeah, I know I missed the hint. I'm gonna go back for it. I realized that when going forwards that, no, I don't get that later. The fact that it actually works, it counts the same as the fuse, the Scramble Thunder is the most interesting part. Easy E. Of course, this also means it should apply to the future ones. Like so. Joy, I'm gonna have to restart this. I don't know the exact name of this team, but it is used for many ice stages. You know, if it used a different electricity symbol, I would have realized, but the fact that it's using Scramble Thunder is what made me a bit confused. The joys of ice physics, people. I'm thinking that did something. It did. We're true. That's a fun secret, making use of the environmental interactions. Another reason why this is my favorite level of the episode. This week's levels have been kind of... Well, it's not like they're meh, it's just that they're not exactly as appealing to me, or are pretty difficult for my skill level. Yeah. Now it's obvious when I get that. I was going forward to make sure there was no way I could get the Scrambled Thunder, but then I realized, oh wait, yeah. That's clever. Oops. Okay, this is a different way of having this fight. It kind of turns it into a fortress boss. Ah, here's Scrambled Thunder. Hey, Nuclear. I covered your level earlier. Good job, Silent. Nice introduction, escalation, recombination, and climax of your mechanics, without ending up being too difficult, but at the same time being fairly exploratory. And nice interaction with the lasers. Yeah, probably Magma Bazooka. Or electricity, who knows. Let me get the name so I can... For that, pat yourself on the back. Ninth up is Strike Man's Underground Fortress by Lucky Lou 19. 6th place, score of -2. Negative? Yep. After that is Lauren's level. Whoops. I forgot that we have this instead. Probably could have saved myself. -2 doesn't really mean much here. It has to be -5 or lower for me to be worried. Or if there was a lot of positive and negative votes, then I'll also be worried. I think it's gonna be more basic. Oh my goodness. Too many roaches. You know what, I think I'll take this team because it's funny. Hey kitty. Bye kitty. Speaking of screens where a lot of stuff is happening. Okay. Are we gonna have force beams? Thanks for the refill. How difficult would it be to translate like the Metroidvania or the Metroid or Metroidvania Classicvanias into an RPG Maker setting? You mean an open world JRPG? Okay, so an open world action RPG? I mean, I think you could do it in an open world action RPG. Like, if it involves a significant amount of action, I wouldn't use RPG Maker. Like, RPG Maker is mainly built for turn-based RPGs. Or one where RPG mechanics are significant. Like, you can make action RPGs in RPG Maker, but it's not quite suited for that. Sorry, distracted. Like, it is doable, but it requires more work. Bouncy. And that's how we do it. It is possible to make turn-based RPG Metroidvanias. See Monster Sanctuary, for example. Your and the enemy moves have a time stat, and it ticks down when you decide on a move. That sounds like a different variant on the active battle system. Or a system where you can actually see the order of the moves, the order of the player characters and different moves require a different amount of times to activate. I think Final Fantasy does, some of the Final Fantasy games did do that, some more obvious than others. All the Strike Man is more unpredictable, but if his balls just disappear into the ether, it makes it much easier. This is one of those stages which felt unfocused, but it reminds me of the first stage I covered way back at the start of the stream, but a lot better focused. Different... Alright, let's drill down to it a bit more. When you say different time stats, how would that affect things? Okay, a queuing system. So basically different moves would require a different amount of times to execute, and that would affect the turn order. I think some tactical RPGs have done that. So for time is 6, the enemy has 10, it ticks down, you do a move first, but the enemy move would now take only 4 time units to come up. Oh, okay, that's different from what I was thinking. I was thinking that, okay, it affects the order and, well... Now, would this affect all the other ones? Like, if an enemy has 2 potential moves they can pull out, one requires, like I said, 10 and the other one requires 20, would that mean that after the player's move executes, now the enemy would require only 4 time for the first attack, 4 time units, second part potential attack, 14? Nintendo doesn't strike down everything, Hyper. Also calm down. No, it refresh after you use this move. Got it. I'd have to see that in action, or see an example of that in action. That sounds neat. Because I'm asking that because I know I've seen queuing systems in other turn-based RPGs. Or, I've seen that made more in tactical RPGs, but... Like when I played way back on this channel, when I played Void Spire Tactics and Alvora Tactics, moves that take different amounts of times to execute, to the point where if a move took too long, you could potentially attack and move physically out of the way so their attack would miss, or potentially hit another target. Anyways, so the 10th and final level of the stream is Mega Man Dr. Theodore's Attack by Leaf Boy. 9 plays, score of 1. This is going to be a bit of a longer stage, but let me see how long it's going to be. When I say a bit, it's probably going to take 20 minutes. But as you know, I tend to prefer to play stages over memes, so... Okay, Robo Masters are Dynamite, Electron, or Dragon, Shiver, Mott. Lightning. Isn't a level pack, it's just a level that's a short game. Jump Spider. I forget which stage this originates from there. Tap tap. Tree A. I guess this is Electron Man. Based on all the electricity. And the enemy is usually associated with electric stages. Yeah, this settles it. This has to be Electron. This is Sparkman with an arena which forces him to the left continuously. In other words, easy pickings. One better shielding. Jump Spider, Thunder Crab. Oh well. Nobody need it, I hope. Well, yeah, I'm gonna go for it now. And fall in the pit. I forget where this remake came from, so it's probably missing a few things. Oh my gosh. Bingo. Well, that explains why it's kind of a freebie. X4 die. Okay, the PSX era has all three. See ya, Monica. Have a nice day. Seems every stage has extra doors I can open. X-Fire. Yeah, this settles it. This must be his weakness. Pose for the camera. You may want to actually block off these teleporters to prevent me from doing it. Like, you should make it really one way. Like, the issue with doing this is you can jump from teleporter to teleporter and just... Like, if you take the upper teleporter on the right side, you can easily find the bosses on the other end. On the right end, then reach the top left teleporter and repeat the process. Now let's do the stage the right way. Oh, sorry. Alright, this is an Intensity tank. Normally I complain about freebies, but you do need a special weapon in the order. Also, I think the music team was supposed to change. Well, at least we have someone else regarding the place. I don't need your E-tank. Happy Lava Meadows. One of the games I'll eventually cover on this channel because I do want to eventually get the Bug Fables and Born of Bread. Yeah, and Wario destroys a glass of milk. I'm holding out from Bug Fables until at least after Thousand-Year-Old Door. That way I can do a better comparison of what's going on. Like, my plan is Thousand-Year-Old Door, Super Paper Mario, then Bug Fables, and then finishing off with Born of Bread. And somewhere along the way, we'll have the Wario Destroys a Glass of Milk series. I've heard a lot of things about. I've heard a lot of good things about Bug Fables, so I'm excited to try it out eventually. I hope there's no secret down there. I'm guessing not. Mario drinks, Luigi doesn't drink, and Wario destroys a glass of milk. Every time I see a pit like this that's 2 or 3 squares wide, I keep expecting that a pop-up attacker will decide to randomly show up and ruin my day. As much as Tale is a forgettable game, there are several tracks I quite like from it. This is one of them. I don't know that's... Yeah, thought so. Bombs away. 2 left to go. Yeah. Favorite stage so far would probably be the fire stage. Bees. The Mott. Super Mario Bros. Wonder? Well, just like most of the mainline Mario games, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I think I said this before, but if I decide to play Super Mario Bros. Wii and Wii U on the channel, it's gonna be multiplayer. New Super Mario Bros. Wii and Wii U. Many other stages would place at least one flying shell or some sort of flying enemy here. I kind of agree, you probably should put 1 or 2 flying enemies here. And something guarding the door. It's a bit too empty. Whoa. Yeah, prices of games and video game consoles in other countries can be quite excessive. Emphasis on excessive. Another word I'd use is completely insane. Especially when especially when taking into consideration different price of living. Especially when factoring in cost of living. Like, Brazil's another infamous example of stuff being way too expensive there. Gaming stuff. Maybe not infinitely responding flying shells, but something to break up the monotony, because otherwise it's, well, basic. Oh, wait. Don't have his weakness, I'm afraid. It's moths. Yeah, that's why I never will blame people for pirating in those areas. Or embarking in alternative means to get to play games. Yeah, half of a monthly minimum wage is... Yeah, I know the Switch is kind of pricey here as well, but there's a difference between kind of pricey and absolutely luxury. Kind of expensive versus somewhat luxury. Yeah, $70 in the US, $300 there. Kind of a maze stage. Whoops. No. Oh, I guess I'm not getting the red key then. Hey, Stone. We both know how this is gonna end. Freebie E? I don't think this really needed an E-tank. Like, overall, this overall stage isn't actually even that difficult. Part of it's import costs, part of it is they don't properly factor in cost of living adjustments. The other thing is that the EU hasn't cracked down enough on this. Like, come on. Oh, don't get me started on older games. It can already be a struggle to find many of the old retro or very retro titles here in the US. Now just imagine how much more difficult it is in other countries. In many of these situations, pirating is the only sensible option. Especially for abandonware. Google prices for many different cartridge games. Like, it's the same story. Good, this pierces through his shield, so this speeds up the process. Alright, that's all 6 RMs defeated. Time for the quote-unquote fortress levels. Yeah, I've heard that Genesis was pretty popular in Brazil and many South American countries. And for some odd reason, it's cheaper there. Huh. Interesting. Over here, it's not quite the case. Unless you count repros. Anyways. I actually, this music's fitting. I don't mind having less time for memes and reacts. I'd rather be covering more levels anyways. Oh, there goes the music. Shame, I was liking it. Oh no, what? That wasn't on screen. So, unless that pit's not actually a bottomless pit, this is a leap of fate. Two of you are not gonna stop me. Tectoy, your biggest game-based company, is really fun. They're basically making a physical copy for a Genesis port of Symphony of the Night. Oh yeah, I've heard something about the Genesis port. I didn't think they'd be making physical versions or physical repro carts of ROM hacks and ports. I'm sorry, it's not a ROM hack, it's a port. Yeah, we had Rainy Tartloid. Well, at least the music's back. And they still release Genesis games this very day. And these are just full-on new commercial Genesis games made in the modern era. When I say modern era, I mean in the past 5 years. Whoa, okay, that's... And here I thought they're just doing ports and ROM hacks and stuff, not just full-on new titles. That's... impressive. Alright. Didn't expect him to drop the medal. Well, I gotta say I'm impressed. Okay, Metal Blade? Whenever there's a short pause like this, I know for a fact it has to be Yellow Devil. No other boss has a short pause before they come on screen. Unless something glitched with the fight, in which case, oops. It's always the same pattern anyway, so it's not that hard to memorize. Well, at least it made it so it keeps its eye open for 3 or 4 shots. Rematches? Rematches. Well, every fan game or level has this. So if this is like a full-on, full game in one level, it's gonna have this. Bees, moths. Oh, poor Fridge Man. He's forced to pose for the camera like this. And yes, I know he's called Cold Man. I call him Fridge Man as a joke. And that's all 6. Worst to best. Let me see. I gotta check to see what the names are again. Can you repost the list of RM? Okay, I see it. Dynamite. My favorite one would probably be Dragon Man and Shiver Woman. Least favorite, Dynamite or Ore. The other two are in between. I say that, but to be fair, this overall stage is kind of forgettable. It's eh. Oh, classic Bone Trozzle. I mean, consider how goofy Astroman is sometimes portrayed. I think this makes sense. Man, I gotta eventually play that on the channel. That and wink wink nudge nudge. Is that it? What? We didn't have a Wily Machine or 2 or 3 phase final boss? That's kind of anticlimactic. Typically for the sorts of fan games or even multiple levels in one level pack level, we tend to have a multi-phase final boss of some sort. This one doesn't really. Yeah, it good way to compare this is that this is like Fire Sawdust level pack if all the levels are put in the same level. Like back in 2017 or 2018 or way early on. Like my issue with this is that okay, each level does have its own thing that makes it stand out in terms of level design elements, but overall it's not really memorable. It feels like for the most part I'm going through the motions, barring certain exceptions. And nothing really stood out as really enjoyable here. Like, okay, it's okay, but I feel like the levels are too plain. Most of the levels in here are too plain. The desert one, for example, it just had the quicksand, nothing really more to it. The teleporter maze was just not really much of a teleporter maze. The fire stage has something more going to it with the lava and then the firewall chase, but also could have done more with that. Like every stage may have one gimmick, but it's not utilized enough. If anything, every stage should have two gimmicks that are further explored together. Right, as it stands right now, the main problem with this is that this level pack is too basic. My apologies. Here's the thing. Wait, you had darkness? Oh, you were talking about the illusion. Because of the way it was placed, it was barely even noticeable because I kept destroying them with the charge shot. That's why it's not even, I didn't even consider it to be a gimmick. Well, seeing how late we are, I'm not gonna have the meme section to this stream, so instead, I'll cover one more stage. Like, if I'm not gonna have memes, might as well just do one more level. Maybe. Yeah, let's do it. It serves as a neat foundation, it's just that, I don't have enough time, I'll just take one more. But thank you, Sunflora. So the 11th and final level of the stream is Aquadome by Sunflora Azurarmil with 22 plays and a score of 2. Like, I know this stage is going to take about 10 minutes at most. So, let's go. Left. You know what, give this one a roll. I'm half tempted to give Proto Man a time, but it's probably going to backfire horribly. Ooh, water. Just passing through, Joe. Don't mind me, Vui. Yeah, different RMs. Taking the lore out effectively. Being quiet here just in case things go horribly wrong. Whoa! Exactly. Okay, Tango, I'm gonna do the jump next. Double hit. Caught it a bit too close there. That could have gone horribly wrong if it didn't have beat. What's on the other side of the submarine? Absolutely nothing. I like how we start outside at the Aqua Base, then we enter the submarine/dome. Up. Guess I'm going down. Oh my goodness. I saved. Hang on, I'm gonna check up on chat in a moment. Yay, beat. Then go. Ladder jumps are not really a gimmick here, unless... Now, it could have been if we had something like the ladder presses. Or, you know, different types of ladders. For example, the ladders in Super Mario World, or ladder defenses. That could be a gimmick. Or sideways ladders, or moving ladders. Or ladders that shrink and grow. But basic ladders like these, where you jump from side to side, dropping from one to latch on the other, not really a gimmick. And the other issue with the gimmicks you had for each levels is that they were too, as I said, too basic. Oh my goodness. Whoa, whoa, wait. Excuse me. I need to explore. What was I stuck on there? No, seriously. This section's fun because I'm really breaking this. I don't think this is the intended way of doing that. But hey, more fun. Speaking of ladder presses... Hang on a second... Try my best not to kill any Vuis. This is neat, actually. We're combining the use of the water... Oh, I need to land on top of it again. As I was saying, this combines the use of the water hovers and the raising and lowering of the water levels. Keep going. I'll check the discussion on gimmick usage in a moment. See, this stage actually uses the mechanics and develops them quite further. Oh, what's this? Bingo! Alright, let's see it. General lack of gimmicks. I wish the games post-classic and sometimes X had actual gimmick usage. Yeah, the X series kind of lost it, somewhat gained and lost its way with gimmick usage. It's inconsistent. But the classic series, starting from 4 and onward, well, I say 4 and onwards consistently, but it can be a bit earlier. Every stage had a distinct at least one or two set of gimmicks for the RM side. At least for the mainline entries. Darn it. Like, everyone tried to do it. But with the X series, it's... I'm trying to find the best way to explain this. Like, they did try having gimmicks, like, I'm not gonna say X1, X2 didn't have them. X1, X2, X4. The problem is, they don't really, especially from X1, more so from X2 and onwards, they don't really take advantage of X's increased mobility, aka dashing and wall kicking while jumping. Like, there are many ways you could adapt, for example, many of the gimmicks from the classic series to work with them, but Capcom never did that, instead focusing more on the general combat flow and X's moveset. Which is fine and all. I don't mind stages that focus more on your character's moveset and or enemy-based challenges. But it's kind of missing when something feels missing when you don't have more gimmick-focused stages. And it got worse with Zero series onwards. And yeah, I'll discuss that more when I get to the Zero series, but 1 and 2 especially suffered for that. 4, I didn't really complain about as much because I like the general gameplay flow and other enemy-based challenges, but yeah. Battle Africa and Star Force going in a very different route, they don't really suffer from this issue. Now, I may have criticisms with how the net areas or the general scenarios gimmicks are, but at least they usually try to have them. Yeah, there were attempts. I'm not gonna say that X didn't try that. Every X game actually tried to have gimmick-focused stages, but X2 and onwards are usually undercooked or experimental but didn't hit the mark. Again, I don't really... 03 and 04 suffer from that, but I usually don't... I'm not so much critical of that because I like the... I like slashing and dashing and the general speedrunning focused gameplay there, but it's more of a preference. And of course playing with the moveset. Even then, Castlevania does try having gimmicks with the stages or different challenges. At least from the ones I played. But yeah. In any case, this marks the end of the stream. So, oh yeah, also no meme stream, I spent too much time here. So, of the 11 levels I covered in today's morning stream, my favorite one would definitely be Free Shock Factory by Silent Haxorus, with an honorable mention going to Aquadome by Sunflora. Good job, E2. And thank you to everyone else who submitted your levels to me. It is really appreciated. Yeah, most of my experience with Castlevania comes from the first 4 games, Dracula X, and Rondo Blood, and Area of Sorrow. Or Aria of Sorrow, my bad. Even with the screen crunch, you can still have gimmicks. Of course, you can also make the sprites smaller. Anyways, so last but not least, it is time for the art showcase. Infinite Zoom, biggest drawing ever.
On an ocean slice, where a young lady is using her island lap on the beach. Each key is a different music genre.
Whoa.
My favorite is the Lo-Fi Island, where you drink winter-themed hot chocolate. In one cup, a woman sits with her morning coffee. On her phone is a nice view from space. It takes a minute.
Just imagine the absolute resolution on this piece.
In that room, you'll find the setting for one of my webcomics. About a smartphone that came to life in Chapter 4 Heroes.
Like, just imagine zooming on a different slice of the picture.
Looking up at the moon in the distance, where another story is unfolding, this time set on a train where each car is a different biome. My favorite is the Autumn Cafe car. It has pretty good Wi-Fi, so you can make
100k megapixels.
like this one about a Minecraft server centered around a holy Rubik's Cube. On one of the tropical sites, I built a house. Here you could find me working on this weird drawing idea I had about an ocean slice. This is the biggest drawing I've ever made.
Like, think about it. Did you go to the effort of making some... For example, in the islands, imagine if they focused on a different island. Would that also be as detailed as the one he decided to pick in the video? Like, there are ways you can cheat with this, but if you decide to go to the effort of putting the same amount of detail on each part, the Mad Lad did it. They deserve several thousand claps. Hmm. And oh, if it ended with the Wily Castle exploding. Kaboom. Happy 4th anniversary of Sonic the Hedgehog movie. I'll need to rewatch it. Boomerang Kuwanger X3 FMV style. Okay, wait. We're gonna have to show this. I'm gonna show this in full because I like this. E.I. Yeah, I would expect X3 to do something sim. If it was done in X3 style, this is basically how I expected it to look like. Maybe a bit more hazy with the filters, but yeah. Good job, Antonio. Let's see, remake of M vs. Donkey Kong releases tomorrow. OC animation. Sorry, I'm G. Maverick idea of hopping spider or jumping arachnid. Yeah, with the phone scanner, that's a lot better. Plunder crab. Seeing as we already have a web spider, I'd advise, like, going a bit further. Like, instead of calling spider or arachnid, say the type of spider. You can jump much higher than bubble crab. Yeah, that's actually a cool one. Billzard buffalo. Garden man. Yeah, I can see that. I'd like to repost this somewhere. This is nice. Extra music. Let's hear some. Turning off the music. Turning this up. Let's hear it. Dark Necrobat. MSX. Oh, I need to turn this down. Whoa. I have time for the first three. Or is it more Genesis? Yeah, I think this is more Genesis now. And at first I thought it was the MSX, now it sounds more Genesis-y. Or Mega Drive-y. Nice. Launch octopus. I have to compare this to King Renegades. Legend of Renegades. Man, X1, all the Maverick tracks from X1 are bangers. And the last one before I leave, Genesis Accurate-ish Galaxy Fantasy. Whenever I hear this theme, I keep thinking of the Half-Life parody YTP version. It's just embedded itself in my brain. Okay, I lied. One more. Last one, Nothing Beats from 04. We needs a bit more flare up at the start, but I guess it's more due to limitations. Or forgot. Otherwise, this is how basically one interpretation of how it appeared on Genesis. Taking into consideration that the actual designers or musicians would have the limitations of the different sound channels and sound effects overriding stuff. Yeah, it's a cool one. Alright then, I'm out of time. I stretched a bit longer than I thought. I'm afraid no meme stream for today. So, as a reminder, tomorrow morning, Mario & Luigi Superstar Saga. We're starting the adventure. And tomorrow evening, a short indie game. So, thank you to everyone who either posted their level, their art, or just participated in chat. It's due to your continued support why I continue to produce new content for the channel. It is really appreciated. So, if you're enjoying this or any other piece of content on the channel, please rate, comment, favorite, and or subscribe, as they all help it out. Don't forget to follow me on X, Mastodon, co-host, and Blue Sky as well, and join my Discord server, as I regularly post updates there. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you all in a future Let's Play.